What is up, my basic birches? I have 4 projects you can make to show off your treats or trick your friends. These are fun projects to help you serve your Halloween candy in style. First up, a coffin candy dish. Here's the cut list on the screen so you can follow along. It's made with 2 6-foot fence pickets. I glued on some random pieces on the sides to give it more shape, but honestly, I ended up cutting most of it off so you can skip that step and save yourself a headache. I laid out the side pieces to get that classic coffin shape. I just eyeballed it and marked a line. I intentionally cut all these side pieces a little long so I can trim them down later for a perfect fit. Line up your miter saw to the lines on the coffin and lock in that angle to keep it consistent. The top 3 side pieces will all be cut at the same angle, and similarly, the bottom 3 side pieces will share another angle. It should all come together nicely just like this. A quick stain on the fresh cut edges helps everything blend a little better. Assembly is pretty straightforward, just glue and brad nails. If your brad nailer doesn't fully sink the nails, here's a neat little tool, a spring-loaded nail set. It's cheap, works great, and a link in the description if you want to grab one. Once it's all together, hit it with the finish. I'm using polyacrylic, but you can use whatever you'd like. And that's it, a candy dish to die for. Now all your candy can rest in pieces. Next up is a skull candy dispenser. This design comes from Steve Ramsey, so big shout out to him. I'll link his video in the description so you can check it out for yourself. It's a pretty straightforward build. Drill out the center mechanism, cut out the inside, then cut out the outside, glue on the back, a little bit of paint, cut out some plexiglass for the front, screw everything down, then just fill it with candy and boom, instant Halloween upgrade. This next project is a monster treasure chest. It's made with 1/8 inch or 3mm plywood. This entire thing was cut out on the laser, but you could cut it out by hand if you've got the patience. The file is from Maker Design Lab, and link is in the description so you can get it for yourself. After cutting, I stained all the pieces and then assembled them with super glue. The joints are pretty tiny, so I applied the super glue with the toothpick for precision. Mini spring clamps are not required, but they definitely made it a lot easier. And that's it. You've got a little monster buddy ready to guard your candy from ghouls, goblins, and greedy trick-or-treaters. Finally, I call this one the trick-or-treat box. This one's a little more involved than the others, but totally worth it. We're basically making a box inside of a box inside of a box. Starting out with the first 2 boxes, one is made with 1/4 inch plywood, one is made with 1/8 inch plywood. The 1/4 inch box will have one open end, and the dimensions don't really matter too much. You can make it whatever size you want. The 1/8 inch box will nest inside the 1/4 inch box, and it'll make sense soon. We're going to drill a hole in the bottom of the 1/4 inch box about 3/4 inches in from one end, and then cut out a notch. This box will also get a border glued to the top, and that'll help hide the smaller box. Transfer the hole location to the smaller 1/8 inch box, and then drill it out. It should slide in and out of the 1/4 inch box pretty smoothly, just like this. Next step, we're going to paint both of the boxes black. Now we're going to make the third box. I'm using 3/8 inch mahogany and joining the sides with miters, but you can build it however you want. We're going to cut a dado on one end. That end is going to be closed and the other end will open so the inner boxes can slide in and out. Transfer that hole over one more time and drill it out. Then we're going to paint the insides of these black so it'll help hide the inner boxes. Assembly is easy, just glue and tape. To be honest, tape works just fine, but I'm a little extra and wanted to use strap clamps too. A little sanding to clean it up and we are almost done. Now we're going to make a little knob. So I'm setting the blade height on the table saw with some setup blocks, a link in the description so you can get some too, and nipped off the corners off a small block of wood. I really wanted to use my lathe to turn a knob, but this is what my setup looks like right now and I'm far too lazy to move all this stuff out of the way. I guess you could call this a drawer face, but glue it to the 1/4 inch box and then glue the knob on. A quick finish, I'm using linseed oil, and then we are all done. Now here's where the magic happens. The 1/8 inch box slides into the 1/4 inch box, the 1/4 inch box slides into the mahogany box, and you're going to stick your finger in the hole to lock in that 1/8 inch box so it looks empty. Say the magic word, labracadabra. Remove your finger, and both inner boxes slide out, revealing the hidden treats. That's a box full of tricks and treats. Hope you liked it. Always remember, don't be basic. Okay, bye!